Hi friends, this is Suzy, your gaming guru. It is January 5th, 2022, and this just popped up on my board. A new booster is coming to the game and we want you to choose the name for it. So I think the reason they do this is they've got this thing called King Community, and they've even revamped it. That used to be called something else, I can't even remember now. They changed it, revamped it. They've been trying to get a lot of participation, and honestly, I don't think that it has met their expectations. Actually, I heard from employees that it was not meeting their expectations. And so I think they're trying to find ways to get us to visit community. I know that every other time it feels like we've had some sort of significant impact on the game, I've been disappointed, but I still want to find out about this new booster. So I'm going to go ahead and follow. I'm going to pause the recording, bring this up, and see what we can learn. Following that link brought me to an announcement from Crazy Cat Lad, who is a community manager here over in King Community. And he says, we are going to start 2022 with 2 new features in Candy Crush Saga, a new booster and a new blocker. Well, of course. To check out the new blocker, please head over here. I'll do that after we take a look at this. So it says the booster is an in-game booster that will come in handy when you're out of any good matches. So there are 2 different kinds of boosters. There are the entry boosters, like the Color Bomb and the Stripe Wrapped Combo. You have to select those prior to entering the game. And then there are in-game boosters like the Switch Hand and the Lolly Hammer. And those you can use while you're in the game. So this is going to be one of those types. While we're in the game, we can choose to use this. It says, the candy dispenser looking booster will reshuffle the candies on your game board so you can find some new matches to crush the level. Well, that's interesting. We get an automatic reshuffle when there are absolutely no moves left, but there are still moves that could be made if things are rearranged. I hope they don't take that away now that we have this. That would be a disappointment, a huge disappointment. But I'm not going to worry about that unless I see it happening. But I think this would be handy because sometimes, we've got moves, we just don't like the moves we have. That might be a handy booster to help us out on those levels. It says the booster is still nameless and we want you to choose the name for it. Which of these names do you prefer for the new shuffle booster? Bonbon Twizzle, Crystal Shaker, Magic Shuffler. I'm debating whether or not I should share what I think my choice is, but I kind of already indicated a little bit, didn't I? I like Magic Shuffler because it's hard enough for me to remember all of the names of things, and I already get in trouble for calling things the inappropriate name, or, well, it's not inappropriate. I usually try not to do inappropriate things, but the non-official name, I should say. Like, I call them ticking time bombs, or sometimes just time bombs, when the actual name is a candy bomb. But I think that's too close to color bomb, and I think it's confusing. So in order to clarify, I just say ticking time bomb. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say that. And that's why I prefer Magic Shuffler here. Crystal Shaker might work too, but it says what it does, and so there won't be any confusion. And it looks like a magic crystal ball. So I'd call it the Magic Shuffler. I think I'm going to vote for that. It says vote and comment on the name you prefer. You have until Sunday, the January 9th to vote. Make sure that you coordinate with your time zone. So just do it as soon as possible if you want to vote. Oh, and it looks like we're going to find out what's in the lead here. Curious on the new blocker? Okay, so we get another opportunity there. New to the community, register here in just 2 seconds. I am registered, and sometimes people message me. They find me, know who I am, and message me here because I'm under the name Suzy Fuller. Just to let you know, I'm very rarely logged in and just don't check my messages here. I'm not at King Community very often. All right, so Bonbon Twizzle does not seem to be garnering much support, but Magic Shuffler seems to be in the lead. I think while it's in the lead, I'm not going to bother logging in and voting. That's just me. If this were a community election or a presidential election, yes. If it's a Candy Crush election, I don't think I'm all that invested. Anyway, that's the information there. Now let me go ahead and find out about that new blocker. Okay. So we have another naming opportunity, it appears. This looks like repetitive information, and then it goes on to say the blocker is a candy cylinder that is blocking 2 squares on the same board. So even though the cylinder shows 3 candies, it's only 2 squares in its dimension here, in its length or its width. And it says the candy cylinder is worth crushing since it contains some special candies. When you have crushed it, it will give you the boosters that it has inside. I love that they're actually telling us what the boosters and blockers are instead of just making us flounder and figure it out for ourselves. We still don't have any name for this sweet blocker, and we want you to choose the name for it. Oh, I spoke too soon. It doesn't tell us how to destroy it. It doesn't say if it can be done by matching next to it or exploding it with other specials. But I guess we will learn when it shows up. So it says, which of the 2 names do you prefer for the new blocker that is coming in 2022? Sugar Surprise or Wonderful Wrapper? Okay, so here's my problem with choosing either of these. Neither of them is descriptive. It's called a cylinder, a candy cylinder up here. I would call it a candy cylinder. I certainly wouldn't call it a wonderful wrapper because it's a blocker. Yeah, it does contain good things, but still it's a blocker. Sugar Surprise? Well, it doesn't seem like a surprise because we can see what's under it. Yeah, so definitely I'm not even going to try to vote on this because I have no affinity for either of these names. I'm so jaded. Don't you think I'm jaded? And it looks like they're about even, with Sugar Surprise coming out slightly ahead. Yeah, I don't like either of them. Don't be surprised if I just call it the candy cylinder going forward in my videos. It'll be like the ticking time bomb. All right, so that is it for me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them below. Sometimes people apologize for venting, and I'm thinking, no, you can vent. I just vented that I didn't like either of these names. If you have an opinion and you want to share it with me, go ahead. Or you can always share it in these links in King Community. I can't really do anything except empathize with you if I share your opinion or support you even if you disagree with me. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.